What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about everything we know so far about Season 2 DLC, some extra content that we won't see even past that, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And in case you guys are wondering what's going on with the marketing for Call of Duty, it's been a bit of a quiet week, but I could assume in the next week or so we'll end up getting a blog post and roadmap reveal for the next season of DLC, and we'll likely also get a bit of a small Valentine's Day event since Season 2 does drop on Valentine's Day. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought out something not as big as a scale of festive fervor for Christmas, but something for Valentine's Day. For those out there that are going to be a bit down bad playing Call of Duty instead, maybe a Valentine's Day bundle or a special LTM, I'll keep you guys posted with what happens. But if you guys are interested in just Black Ops Cold War and a Year 2 content, I've been covering that over in my separate videos that you guys have seen over the last couple of days. I have more Cold War content on the way, don't you guys worry. But first off, we have a new update that went live in Vanguard today, a brand new patch to be exact. Starting off with multiplayer, we have spawns that were fixed on the map Paradise. Spawns on Paradise have been adjusted to address community feedback after players reported spawning next to enemies, fixed a spawn resulting in the player falling through the map, added invisible collision to prevent spawn trapping from one spawn point to the other, and then for the perk Fortified, Fortified now adds protection from the following: Mortar Barrage, War Machine, Flame Knot Explosions, Ammo Boss Explosions, Gammon Bombs, and Satchel Charges. Fortified perk no longer protects against the following though, so we got a bit of a buff and a nerf for it. So it's no longer going to protect you against Goliath, Glide Bomb, Bombing Run, Fire Bombing Run, and direct hits from launchers, which is huge for those out there still going for those camo unlocks on the broken launchers that are in the game. But for Cold-Blooded now protects against dogs, which is crazy. For weapons and attachments, Summoning Reticle from the Graveyard Shift bundle is now visible in Gunsmith, fixed the bug resulting in subsonic unintentionally disabling Ghost, fixed the bug where weapon icons were showing up on interactable objects such as doors. We then have UI and VFX, fixed the bug that resulted in the player appearing to be on fire even when no damage was being dealt. I've definitely seen that one plenty of times on stream. For private match, address an issue in Control where the match would end prematurely when a codcaster disconnected. But then for zombies, lastly, we have addressing an issue where Ring of Fire Tier 2 dealt inconsistent damage. An upgraded Ring of Fire's damage no longer causes damage to zombies above or below the placed ring, and Ring of Fire's damage now scales correctly per level. So unfortunately, that did get nerfed into oblivion. Address an issue where kills with artifacts would charge the artifact for an additional use. So yeah, for zombies players, they're not going to be happy with the nerfs that came through, but for the changes we saw in multiplayer, those were definitely necessary, which I'm happy to see. But now when it comes to Season 2 specifically, now keep in mind, this list we're going to go through could even be applying to maps we're going to see in future seasons beyond that. With Black Ops Cold War last year, there were a number of maps that got revealed early from different journalists and different insiders out there, and some of the maps did not come out for a number of seasons. They were just ready to go on deck for months. So we have USS Texas, a remaster from World War II. Not really a fan of that one. London Docks, which I am a fan of from World War II. We then have maps known as Alps, Bastion, Tank, and Factory. Talked about those before. Those could be placeholder names for the maps themselves. Might not be the final names for them. Keep that in mind. But with that, those maps could be coming out at the beginning of each season, reloaded updates, or even beyond that. We have absolutely no idea right now. Could even be the end of the game's life cycle when we see some of these. But don't forget, League Play is also coming with Ranked at the start of Season 2, which is going to be in later February, which is fantastic. So for those out there that are waiting for that, there you finally go. But we also have Ground War, which we talked about a couple of days ago. So apparently Ground War is going to be a bit of a focus for Season 2 of multiplayer, where we're going to be seeing the Fireteam equivalent added to this game. It's also going to come with vehicle support for motorcycles, tanks, probably some other ones. And there is, of course, a number of images that popped up a bit early regarding the concept art of the upcoming season, and you can very clearly see the vibe going with that blue logo for Season 2. You can see a volcano in the distance, possibly hinting at a night cycle for Caldera, which we talked about before. And we, of course, have our 3 new operators front and center in the artwork, but I can't show you the full artwork on screen for obvious reasons. Maybe check the description down below if you guys want to see that very clearly. But for the Ground War map, there are a number of locations that we know of right now that already got posted online. Those locations on this big Ground War map include Home Base, Terrain, Rocket Site, Flak Tower, which is a map in World War II, Castle, which is also a map in Vanguard right now, Supply Depot, Radar Station, and Home Base 2. Now again, the names of those locations could change when Ground War does officially release, but as of right now, that's what we know so far about the upcoming Ground War game mode. Would have hoped for something closer to War from World War II 2017, where it's real cinematic and you have to go through objectives to gain access to other parts of the map, but we're likely not going to see that since Vanguard is copying quite a bit from MW's book. We're going to end up seeing a version of Ground War that probably is similar to the one Infinity Ward brought us a couple of years ago. But when it comes to operators, we of course see front and center on the artwork already. We have Anna, which is going to be available in the Battle Pass. We then have Thomas and Gustavo. Those two guys will be available through store bundles later in Season 2. But as of recently, yet another Attack on Titan bundle was found, and the skin for art is of what looks like the Titan, nasty looking monster thing. I'm not too familiar with anime or this show specifically, so, you know, forgive me here if I'm getting the name wrong for this guy, but whatever the nasty looking enemy is from the show will end up being a playable skin here in Vanguard. It's unclear when this bundle is coming out, probably in Season 2. I'm just surprised that we're getting 2 different bundles for Attack on Titan. They're going all in for anime, and hopefully we end up getting some other crossovers as well in future seasons that do fit the theme of this game, of course, don't get me wrong. But we also then have an image that popped up of what content will be in the second Attack on Titan bundle, which I can't show you on screen, but maybe check the description down below. I blurred it on screen for obvious reasons. Now, the names of the Season 3 operators were also posted early, which is unfortunate. It kind of reminds me of Modern Warfare 2019, where just about everything was revealed months and months in advance for no reason. People out there that had some sticky fingers on PC went ahead and were curious and posted everything a bit early. So there were really no surprises with Modern Warfare's DLC season, but hopefully Vanguard doesn't really follow suit that way, but as of now it kind of is. So we have characters known as Tae Young, Florence, and Mateo. Those will be the 3 that are the focus of Season 3, or possibly a season after that, but we're just going to guess Season 3 right now. So it's crazy we're already talking about Season 3, and Season 2 hasn't even been revealed yet. But when it comes to weapons, as of right now for Season 2, we know of the Chauchat, which is a pretty good looking weapon, as you will see on screen. I'll show you an image of it. And we also have a rumor about something called the Kolsprutegevar. I probably butchered that name completely. Something called the 1940, and I'm sure there'll be dozens of other weapons added over the course of the game's DLC cycle, but will likely be limited to like maybe 2 or 3 tops per season. We'll probably end up getting 2 at the start of Season 2 and then 1 extra one during the Reloaded updates later in the year. But that's what we know of so far. I know there's probably a whole bunch of other weapons that are out there somewhere. They got revealed early, but I haven't been able to find them, so I'll keep you guys posted with more information. Now, when it comes to zombies, everybody's favorite game mode here in Vanguard, of course, we of course have the ray gun and something called a cool gun. Not sure if they're one and the same. I'm not sure if the ray gun is being referenced as the cool gun in the game's files, and that's what people are posting online right now. That's a bit unknown, but they could be 2 separate wonder weapons for all we know. People out there have posted, though, what looks like a shield wonder weapon that is coming to Vanguard Zombies, and this is all unclear in regards to it releasing on Anfang or these 4 future DLC maps. That's something I don't know, but we do know in Season 2 we are going to get the main quest for Anfang, which may end up concluding all the DLC support for this launch experience. I'm assuming they'll add everything else that they need to add for Anfang in this season. They'll be done with it by maybe the mid-season update, and then they'll start working on their next map after that. But they of course mentioned in their previous blog post we're going to be getting another DLC experience entirely that is separate from Anfang, but if I had to guess, that'll probably end up dropping in Season 2 Reloaded or even beyond that. We'll talk more about that in a second. We also have a green field upgrade for the character of Verkana. It's being speculated to be either Healing Aura or Toxic Growth. I'm leaning more towards Toxic Growth, but I could be mistaken. It probably is going to be Healing Aura, but honestly, it could be either or since they're both green regardless. But the name of the next Zombies map, or the code name I should say, has already been posted early, and it's known as ZM_Scorpion. When I think of a scorpion, I'm like, alright, a desert type environment, right? And we already know that Egypt was heavily hinted at in some recent intel that was added with the mid-season updates of Season 1 for Anfang, and we know about plenty of other teasers in-game that kind of get us in the right direction, that whatever the next experience is, whether it's like Anfang or not, will end up bringing us to Egypt, and that'll likely be kind of the hub in the middle, and then there'll be portals in Egypt that we can warp through, and it'll take us to other locations in this Zombies universe. And some of the locations that we're going to be going to in this next DLC experience are known as Hall, Dark, and Oasis. Now, Oasis is a map in multiplayer, so they're probably going to break that up and throw it in here, but a map called Hall, not sure where that is, could be anything, but Dark could even be in reference to Dark Ether, because Treyarch made it clear in their 115-day blog post that the next DLC experience, whatever it's called, ZM_Scorpion, will feature a portal that takes us to a completely original location that is not for multiplayer, and it's going to be inside of the Dark Ether. So that's likely what this is, and I'm assuming DLC 1, or whatever that you want to call it, is going to be very similar structure to Anfang, where it's a hub in the middle and then 3 to 4 portals that you can warp through to go to other areas. Now, we also have a seasonal event, whether it's for Season 2 or beyond, that was posted by Reality UK over on Twitter just a day ago. I'm going to link him down below in the description. He went ahead and wrote, "Distribution of the toxic Nebula 5 has begun to roll out from armored convoys across the map. Ambush them to gain valuable equipment and weapons. Remember to deploy the new Personnel Decontamination Station, PDS, to briefly filter out toxic gas as needed. Fresh off the assembly line, a new fleet of bombers have been delivered to Caldera. Just don't collide with the new redeploy balloons, as these obstacles can severely damage your aircraft. Now fully operational. A new factory has begun production of the lethal Nebula 5 gas for use in various weapons. The development of these new weapons has been detected in underground bunkers bunkers scattered around Caldera. So I'm like, wait a second here. We're going to be seeing bunkers play a role in Caldera, kind of like how they did in Verdansk, even though they didn't amount to too much when they were back in Verdansk. So hopefully they come up with something even more original than just bunkers, but regardless, hopefully they're more exciting in Caldera than they were in Verdansk. Also, don't forget, Season 2 will bring us 4 new prestige levels with prestige rewards, a new season level 50 blueprint, and new calling card challenges. So you can, of course, rank up as much as you want, whether it's in multiplayer, zombies, or, of course, Warzone Pacific. Also, on topic with Caldera here, there is a new area on the map which is being hinted at by the actual physical map menu you can bring up, but you can't see it in your match. And Call of Duty actually teased us about this with a recent tweet, saying that the map itself, the physical one that you pull up in game, is hinting at some changes we'll be seeing to Caldera in Season 2. Along with that, other information about the next Warzone update was posted by, I believe, Reality UK and some other individuals, and they went ahead and claimed we're going to be seeing a Tramway, a Caldera Clash mode, which is like Warzone Rumble, an armored convoy vehicle, like we already talked about, and a new rarity for loot known as Heroic. So a heroic loot rarity is going to be coming in Season 2, which kind of has me wondering how much better that loot is going to be versus the loot that we already have in game right now. I'm definitely interested, but we also have confirmation of what seems to be a large-scale TDM mode in areas around Caldera. Now, I'm a little confused on whether or not that's playable in Warzone, or are they going to actually break pieces of Caldera and throw them into Vanguard multiplayer and kind of allow us to play this larger-scale TDM / ground war on those sections? I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it's coming at some point, and they did it a little bit with Verdansk back in Modern Warfare. They broke pieces off, added certain modes on them. They'll probably be doing that again with Warzone Pacific. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the upcoming season for Call of Duty Vanguard? Are you more interested in this season versus the last? How are you feeling about the game overall right now? The community's energy? Are you feeling like hype's going to come back, or are you going to write this game off and say, all right, we'll just wait for Modern Warfare 2 next year? Also, what are your thoughts on the specific content we went over for Season 2 and beyond? Really hope you enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.